Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. So we have seen this slide, like what is DAX? We have seen it. DAX means data analysis expression. It is a library of function and operators that combine to build formulas and expression. So we have seen this, and then we have seen what is a calculated column and measure, right? Calculated column means it will occupy memory space in the table, whereas this will measures will calculate dynamically. Okay. Then we have seen about quick measures, like what are the quick measures we have seen? We have seen that, like what are the things we have, we can see, we have seen that. Next, DAX functions also, we saw list of functions that we have, types of DAX function like aggregate function, date and time functions, time intelligence function, financial function, information functions, logical functions, math and trigonometric functions, parent and child, relationship functions, statistical table manipulation function, and text functions. So we have seen the types of DAX functions over here. So in aggregation functions, what are the functions we have? We have some SUMX function. Today we will be seeing about sum and SUMX function, which belongs to the aggregation functions. Okay. There are other functions in aggregate like average, average x, min, min x, max, max x, count, count x, distinct count, no blank. We have all these. And then date and time function we have, and time intelligence function we have. If time permits, we'll see about total MTD, total QTD, total YTD today, or else we'll see it tomorrow. Okay, so these are the time intelligence function we have. So there are different type of DAX function. So we'll be creating measures and we'll start writing the DAX function. Like sum of what is the sum of sales amount, you'll write it. So that gives us some value of the sales amount. So that is one DAX function. For sum x, we have some other syntax. So based on that syntax, we'll start writing the DAX function for sum x operation. Okay. I think I have shared this PPT with you, which has a list of DAX function. This PPT is shared, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So okay. We have the list of DAX functions over here. What are the DAX function we have? We have them over here. As we saw in the first slide, DAX is a combination of DAX function and DAX operators. Okay, so DAX operators, if we see, it is simple, just the mathematical things like how we do it in mathematics. DAX arithmetic operators we have with a plus sign denoting addition, minus denoting subtraction, asterisk for multiplication, then division, exponentiation, caret symbol for exponentiation, division using the forward slash. So these are the arithmetic operations. So if you want to perform any arithmetic calculation also, you can do using the DAX function. Comparison operation like region equal to USA. Inside double quotes, you will write the country name and you will give us region equals to USA. Then double equals to means it is strict equal to. That is region double equals to USA. That is, it should be USA, no other deviation from that, strict equal to. Then greater than means sales date is greater than Jan 2009, or sales date is less than Jan 1, 2009. Sales amount is greater than or equal to 20,000. Sales amount is less than or equal to 100. Region not equals to USA. Not equals to, we'll write it this way. Less than and greater than symbols together, we'll write as region not equals to USA. Okay. Then text concatenation operation, we write it no, like region, and in the double quotes, we'll put comma or hash symbol, and then we'll write and then we'll write the city. So this is an ampersand symbol, so which is used for combining or concatenating the DAX two columns using DAX. Then we have the logical operators. In logical operator, there is double and double ampersand, we call it, where region is equal to France and bike buyer is equal to S. So two condition, that is creates an and condition between two expressions that have a Boolean result. So region equal to France and bike buyer equal to S. If that both the condition are true, it'll return the answer as true, else false. So that is logical operators, DAX logical operators. And then we have double pipe symbol where the region is equal to France or bike buyer is equal to S. And in operator where we have product color in red, blue, black. Okay. These are the logical operators, DAX logical operator, which will return the output as true or false based on the condition. First condition is and symbol, double ampersand, or a double pipe symbol, which denotes the or condition. In symbol, it returns the logical or condition between the row by compared to a table. This is the table, red, blue, black is the table. So it will check if it contains red, blue, or black in it, and it will return the output. And then operator precedence is like which operator comes first, priority of the operator if we see, exponentiation, minus sign, asterisk, and that is multiplication and division, plus and minus, that is addition and subtraction comes next, and then comes the concatenation operation, then the comparison operation, and the not operation. So this is the order precedence. After one operate, if multiple operation has to be performed using the DAX function, no, then we need to know the operator precedence like the exponentiation, sign symbol, a multiplication and division, addition and subtraction, concatenation, and then comparison operation and the not operation. Okay, these are the operator precedence. Parameter names, if we take, so expression, value, table, table name, column name, name, order, ties, and type. So expression is like any DAX expression that returns a single scalar value. When that expression is to be evaluated multiple times for each row or context, we use the term expression. Then value. Any DAX expression that returns a single scalar value where the expression is to be evaluated exactly once before all the operations. We write the value and then we write the table, table name, column name, name, order, ties, and type. Okay, just know about this. So evaluate query, they write at the top and then followed by calculate table values left off where the city first the letter contains the letter R on it, order by the customer city. Okay. So this is about DAX operators. What we saw now is DAX operators. Just learn about it. We'll go in detail about DAX and handling the business scenario in DAX. DAX functions, we'll go deep into it. So first let us start with sum and sum x function. Okay, so when to use sum function and sum x function in DAX, we'll start using that and we'll see some example for that. So first we'll be seeing about DAX functions. In that first we are seeing about sum function and sum x function. What is sum and sum x? When to use them? That we are going to see. So if you want to garment shop data itself, you consider that. Whatever we have seen so far, no, that garment shop data, the same data. So if you want to calculate the total quantity, then you use the value as sum of table name is sales of, and then you write it as quantity, right? This is sum function. Suppose if you want to multiply this data, let's take this data. You have the receipt number, sale date, status, order type, token number, product name, product category, quantity, and unit price. Okay. So sales amount, if you take it, you need to multiply quantity and unit price. So quantity, how will you calculate this? Quantity and unit price, like how much quantity is sold, what is the unit price, so that you will know the total, right? So how will you calculate it? Can anyone tell me like how to calculate quantity into unit price and get the total value?
Multiplication into quantity.
Yeah, multiplication will perform. But what happens when you write a sum function over here? What does a sum function does?
Fruit, vegetable during
Sum function will add the values.
removing the
Alt equal to when we get the sum value, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll get the sum value. That is a summarized value of that quantity. Sum of the quantity we'll get it. Sum of unit price we'll get it. And then we'll multiply the total. Right. That's how it will happen, no? If we use a sum function. So what will happen is that sum of this value is 11. When I use sum of sales of quantity, it will give me the output as 11. When I take sum of values over here and summarize the unit price, it will give 4,700. Okay, so I've written the same value over here at the bottom, 11 into 4,700. So when I multiply 11 into 4,700, so what is the output I get?
51,700.
But it is wrong. Why so?
Example.
Each product have a different.
Ma'am, each product is separate, ma'am. So
Yes,
different
each
unit
product is,
prices.
yeah, different quantity is there,
is
different price is there.
different quantity and different values, ma'am. So We can separate only, ma'am.
Yeah,
Only
separately we
into
have to multiply it. We can't
multiply.
multiply the total. So in that scenario, we go for the sum-x function. Sum-x function will do row by row calculation. 1 into 900 is 900. 2 into 800 is equal to 1600. 1 into 300 is 300. So row by row calculation will be done if you use a sum-x function. Then when I add the total of it, it will give the result as 7400, which is a correct output. So in such scenario, we have to go for sum-x of like multiplication when it needs to be done row by row. Then we have to do it using the sum-x function, DAX function. Okay. So how will you write sum-x? So I'll give a sales amount is equal to sum-x of table name is sales,
Table sales.
sales of unit
Unit price.
price multiplied by sales of quantity. Okay. This is how you write the sum-x function. First, you will write the table name, comma, table name, and unit price is our column name, no? And other column name is quantity. See this Excel? Unit price and quantity, I'm going to multiply it. Row by row, it should happen. So by using the sum-x, this DAX function, when I mentioned that itself, Power BI will be able to recognize that I'm going to do a row by row calculation between the unit price and the quantity. So it will start multiplying it row by row between the unit price and the quantity. Okay, thereby calculating the sales amount. Okay, so this is the difference between sum function and the sum-x function. And the syntax or the formula, how you write them is also different, like a little bit different when compared to writing a sum function and a sum-x function. The formula also is little bit different. Do you get it? Any doubt in this? Till this one? Or you have a doubt in this Excel? What we are doing, why we are using sum-x function? Any doubt in that?
What's the need of sum x?
Difference between sum and sum x.
You tell me what is the difference between sum and sum-x? What happened when I showed you the output by summationing it? See, this is sum operation. This is also sum operation. Multiply these
And
two.
sum is the column total is sum, ma'am. But sum x is the row by row multiplication, ma'am.
Yeah. So what is happening in sum? Sum will give the total value of the particular column, and sum of the unit price it will give. And then if I multiply this value and this value, the output will be wrong. So that's what happens when I use a sum function. So I have to go for a sum x function. Do you get it now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, in sum x only we perform multiplication or else all the arithmetic operators, ma'am.
All the arithmetic operators.
Okay.
So here this is sum operation representing the quantity total. Sum of sheet 2 is the name of this data. Sheet 2 quantity. So that gives a quantity total 11. Okay. And if I take selling per unit or the unit price of it, then it is 6100. So when I multiply this value and this value, I'm getting a wrong output. Okay, this is the sum operation that we have done, and then we have multiplied the value. So it is showing the wrong output over here. So how should we write that? Sales amount total is equal to sum x of sales we wrote as the table name. Here the table name is sheet 2. Sheet 2 of quantity into sheet 2 of selling per unit. That gives a sales amount total, which is 10K, which is the correct output. This is the wrong output. So if we put it on a table visual and see like quantity, selling per unit, row by row calculation has been done over here, and then we get the output. Okay, quantity, we put the quantity value over here. Selling per unit, selling price, we put it over here. And then the sales amount total, which we have written the formula, no, sum x function. So when I use that, I get the value multiplied and the total value is displayed over here. So this is the right output. This 10,000 is presented over here in this card visual. Quantity, selling per unit. And then quantity total. Instead of sum of quantity, make it as first change it as table visual, then go over here and select don't summarize, so that you'll get it as 1, 2, 3 like this. Okay. And sum of selling per unit also don't summarize, so that you get the individual values. Instead of summarized value, you get the individual values. And then when you give the quantity total, not quantity total, what it is? Sales amount total. Oh, yeah, sales amount total. So that gives a multiplication of quantity into selling per unit. Okay. You get the value over here, the sales amount total. When I represented using a card visual like this, I get this total value represented in a card visual. Do you get this one?
Got it.
Got it? Yeah. Clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain that once more?
Yes, ma'am.
They have taken quantity and selling per unit, just like how I showed on the Excel, no? Quantity and unit price. So I have taken the same thing, quantity and selling per unit I have taken, and I've calculated the sales amount total. For sales amount total, I showed you this formula on the notepad, no? The same formula I have typed. Sales amount is equal to sum x of table name is sales for me, sales, comma, sales of unit price into sales of quantity. Okay, so it will multiply the unit price and quantity, and that will happen row by row just because we have used the sum x function. Okay, so the same thing I have written over here in the sales amount total. So if you check the formula for sales amount total, sum x of sheet 2, comma, sheet 2 quantity into sheet 2 selling per unit. The same thing, table name is alone, the sheet 2, it is sheet 2 over here. Instead of sales, it is sheet 2. Otherwise, the same formula I have written over here. And we get the sales amount total. This can be viewed in a form of a table, or it can be viewed in a card visual like this. This is the right output for SUMX operation. Do you get it now? Still,
Yes, ma'am.
you need some clarity.
Understood.
Okay. Because what will happen is that if I take separate total like quantity total in a card visual, okay, if I take like this, the output will be wrong. That's what I just want to show. This one, and if I take sales per unit total in a card visual, it will be like this. And when I multiply it and show it on a card visual, the output is going to be wrong. Okay, so this is using sum function, the output is wrong. But when I go for a SUMX function, it will multiply it row by row and it will return the correct output, because we are seeing for different products and for quantity selling price are different. So we have to calculate it row by row and see it. So we get the output over here by using the SUMX function. Okay, so this one is wrong. This one is wrong, which I have used a sum function. SPU total, if you see, I used just sum of sheet 2 selling per unit. And quantity total, if you see, I have used sum of sheet 2 quantity. And then multiplied both the output. I have multiplied both the output. Quantity total into SPU total. If I multiply, the output is wrong. But when I calculate using quantity and selling per unit, and I use row by row calculation, that is using SUMX operation, then the output is correct. Okay, so this gives a sales amount total value. So 10K is the right one. I'll delete this. We don't need this. This is the right output. Okay, so this is about sum and SUMX function. Next one we are going to see is about the row context and the filter context. Okay. What is row context and what is filter context we are going to see. Row context is nothing but the SUMX function which we saw right now. SUMX of data sales amount minus data cost amount gives the profit row count. Sorry, row context. Okay, so to calculate the profit, you need to use the SUMX function in a measure. So create a measure and write SUMX function data sales amount minus data cost amount. Okay, so this gives the row context. This is the row context. Row by row, it will calculate and it will show the output. So this is the row context. Example for that is SUMX of data sales amount minus data cost amount. Okay, then what is a filter context? filter context means that where data location equals to Chennai. If I give a scenario like data location equals to Chennai, then that is a filter context. So it is filtering out the data where the location is equal to Chennai. Okay. So we have our garment shop data. As usual, whatever data we are using, the same data only I'm showing over here. Receipt number, location, customer name, session ID, state, sale date, so on. Product category, item name, selling per unit, quantity, cost amount, sales amount. So these are the things we have. Now I want to see the Chennai sales, especially Chennai sales I want to see. And I want to compare my total sales with that of the Chennai sales. So if that is a business scenario, how do we do it? So if we take Chennai sales, we write the formula like this. Calculate off. So that will do the calculation. For any filter context, use the keyword calculate. Okay. Calculate off sum of sales amount, comma. You are going to filter out the location equals to Chennai. Okay. So location equals to Chennai. When you give it, you will be able to filter out the data where the location is Chennai. This tab, first tab denotes the total sales, sum of data of sales amount, which denotes the total sales. So when I filter out the using slicer, it is approximately the Chennai sales value will appear. Okay. So when I compare the total sales and the Chennai sales by product category, we are creating a chart like this on the visualization. Based on the product category, I'm taking total sales and Chennai sales, and I'm creating a bar chart on it. Total sales formula is sum of sales amount, entire sales amount, we'll calculate the sum of it. That is total sales. So total sales will be mentioned on the light blue color bars. And then we have the Chennai sales. Chennai sales is nothing but the filter context that we created right now. Calculate sum of data sales amount, comma data location equals to Chennai. So when I give that, it will filter out the value. It is case sensitive. When you write over here, it is case sensitive. And here also some function should be written in capital letter. Calculate function should be written in capital letters. Okay. The filter context, the formula is this. Row context. We write profit is equal to sum x of sales, comma, so this one is row context. And this is an example for filter context. Do you understand these terms? This is one important question, interview question. What is row context and what is filter context? So row by row calculation is done using the row context, and filter context is done by using the keyword calculate and then you give the data location equals to Chennai. That is filter context. Or any other filtering criteria, category equal to some category name you give over there. That is filter context.
Ma'am, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
Ma'am, if the data include gender, it will be female and male. How to find the female count and male count, ma'am?
You'll use a count
You
of, yeah.
using filter count rows, then I will put data
You'll use
and
this, you'll use this count function.
okay,
Instead
ma'am.
of some function, you will use a DAX formula called count.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay.
Ma'am, so filter context, we are supposed to use calculate option, isn't it?
Yeah, keyword calculate needs to be used. The DAX
Okay, for all the
name
filter context.
for all the filter context.
Okay.
This is a syntax. I gave you one uh, file, no, Microsoft DAX function. Some I gave file, no. Take this file, search as calculate. See over here, you have the row context and filter context. Row context means row by row they will be calculating. Like maxx function they have used over here for row context. Instead of sumx, they have used maxx for row context. And then filter context means have they given any formula for here? No, they haven't given any example over here. No, calculate. Yeah, it is over here. You search on this document, what is a syntax for it? So calculate syntax is calculate, expression, filter context. Filter 1, filter 2. So this is the expression or the syntax for writing the calculate function. Refer the syntax. Scroll down, you might find some example on that. Calculate sum of sales amount. Sales order key is equal to max of sales order key. Okay, so this is the way you write a DAX function. Calculate of sum of the value and then they have calculated based on some condition. Here it is. Calculate sum of sales amount, product color equal to blue. Okay. So it will fetch the blue revenue, whatever the product color is blue or their revenue will be fetched over here. So this is how you calculate. Your business scenario will be like this only. So based on your business scenario, you need to write the formulas like this. So this is used when you have some business scenario, like in such a scenario, what will I do? So you go for the DAX function. Is it clear? Row context and filter context.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Row by row, we are calculating as a row context, and filter context is filtering based on some criteria. Okay. So we have some more DAX function. Some more DAX filter functions we have, like all. Calculate is also a filter function. So we'll use this all and calculate function to calculate some more values. So if you observe this table, no, in this table, I have the location over here. Total sales, whatever total sales we have calculated over here, no, the same total sales is over here. Chennai sales is over here. And all location sales. How did they calculate all location sales? For all the location, what is the sales? Which is nothing but this total value. How did they calculate this all location sales if we see? Calculate of sum of sales amount, comma, all location, all of location. We are using the DAX key function, that is all we are using. Okay. Calculate is one filter function in DAX. All is one filter function in DAX. So I'm filtering out all the values as per the location. So that is all location sales. And then if I, why should I calculate all location sales is that next thing, if you observe, like percentage of location sales, we need to calculate. So percentage of location sales means total sales by all location sales. So when I see the percentage value over here, I get the percentage of location sales. So I have the all location sales used in this formula.
Can you repeat all location sales?
All location sales is nothing but we are using a calculate formula, and then we are writing sum of data sales amount, that is total of the sales amount we are taking, and calculating the all location. Instead of location equals to something, that is filter context. Here we are using the filter context with all. Filter function with all. All means all the data location will be taken. Instead of Chennai sales, I'm taking all the location data.
Okay.
I'll share this this Power BI file. I'll share it with you at the end of the class. Just click on this formulas over here. Wherever this calculator like symbol is there, no? Click on this formula. You can see the measures that I have created. Right click over here, new measure is there, no? So this new measures have been created with this formulas. So you can check the formulas.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I'll share it at the end of the class.
Okay, ma'am.
So all sales, if we take, calculate sum of sales amount, all data. All sales I have taken. All location sales or all sales is also the same. But when I filter out some values, it'll so when I filter out based on some slicer like this, no slicer visual, like I want 2020 data, this all location sales will change based on the 2020 data. Whereas all sales won't change. All of data I have taken. Okay, so it doesn't change the output. It will be whatever output it is displaying, it doesn't change based on the slicer over here. That is the difference between all location sales and all sales. So for all sales, I have passed the entire data or entire table I have passed. Data means our table name, no data. So that entire data I have passed over here. That is all of data. Okay, so it doesn't change the value. So this is the example for passing one table inside a DAX function. I'll share this file. You go through this. I'll again discuss the same thing in tomorrow's class, and then I'll clarify your doubts. Okay, I want you all to sit and work on this DAX function. Just click on this formulas over here and you just refer it. What is row context? What is filter context? What is sum and sum x function? What are the filter functions available? Like when do we use all? When do we use all location sales and when I use all sales? So these are the things you just sit and analyze it. And then we'll see again in tomorrow's class. Okay. Sanjay, Dilip, Ariyumati, Anusha, Yalni,
Yes, ma'am.
Kavinaya, Rahul,
Kavinia present, ma'am.
Rahul,
Yes, ma'am.
Sanjay V, Suganya,
Present.
Avudayappan,
Present, ma'am.
Sushant, Vidya,
Yes, ma'am.
Gopu, Suganti, Pavitra,
Yes, ma'am.
Bushra Begum,
Present, ma'am.
Spurti, Durga Devi, Vardhini, Nitin,
Yes, ma'am.
Sabita, Sambhavi, Sambhavi, Ritvik,
Present, ma'am.
Agilan, Priyanka,
Present, ma'am.
Hari, Manasa,
Present, ma'am.
Pramod, Sushmita,
Present, ma'am. Pramod is
I'm Shushmita present.
Ashwati,
Present, ma'am.
Edwin Christopher, Ashmita, Peryanayaki,
Yes, ma'am.
Present.
Edwin is present,
Yes, yes.
Venkatesh,
दो क्या बोल रहा
Venkatesh,
है यू
someone has to mute their mic,
और
please.
है
Nitin, you need to mute your mic.
मैं अभी खाना खा
Nitin, Nitin, please mute your mic.
वो कर रहा है
Ranjit, Govardhini,
Yes, ma'am.
Rupa, Divya,
Yes, ma'am.
Saravnaraj,
yeah, present.
Nagendran, Paurya,
Present, ma'am.
Manisa, Benita,
Present, ma'am.
present, ma'am.
Abhinadas, Onmati,
Yes, ma'am.
Jasir Ahmed,
हाँ present, ma'am.
Aarti, Yamini, Pavitra, Girish,
No, ma'am.
Girish,
Manisha.
Your name, please?
Manisha Priyadarshini.
Yeah, I marked Manisha. I marked your name.
Okay, okay.
Aarti, Yamini, Pavitra, any one of you present? Girish, Lavanya,
Present, ma'am.
Rasita,
Present.
Ayodhyanath Mishra, Sindhu Sai, Sandhya,
Yes, ma'am.
Nancy, Bhavna, Rahul, Shankar,
Yes, ma'am.
Ashwati. Okay. Today I'm going to give the name list of those who have continuously absent. So if your names are missed, just inform me. Okay. Any doubt, guys? Kamna is present. Okay. Nancy Yamini is present. Any doubt on today's class? Anything you want to discuss or should be repeated? Anything to be repeated? If there is no doubt, we'll end the class now. I'll share this file. After 9:30, I'll share. Okay, I have class after this. So at 9:30, I'll share the attendance and the Power BI file. So you can go through the DAX function in it and get back to me with some doubts tomorrow's class. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.